Okay, thank you for being here. The Tracy Police Department is currently following several leads, as we have been for the last several days, in hopes of determining now who is responsible for the death of Sandra Cantu. At the moment, I can't comment on specific leads or avenues that we are pursuing. Everyone here is aware that a search warrant was served last night at the Orchard Estates mobile home park behind me. You're also aware that there is a church just to the west of us that has been cordoned off that will be searched later today when the evidence response team is completed looking at everything that they gathered last evening. We have been receiving a lot of calls and messages from the public wanting to send cash donations as well as cards of condolence and flowers. We're asking that all mail be sent to the Tracy Police Department. We have a liaison that's working with the family, and that will make sure that they get all of the cards that are being sent. As far as cash donations, if anyone is still interested in doing that, if they would please contact the Son Carrington Foundation in Modesto. They will be facilitating that portion of the outpouring of support for the family. I can take a few questions, but in all likelihood I won't be able to answer much. The autopsy is still in progress. We do not know when we'll have the results.
The connection between the pastor down there and the fact that he lives in this mobile home park, is it safe to say that he was one of the mobile homes searched last night?
I can't tell you specifically which mobile home was searched.
Was there more than one search last night?
There was a search in the mobile home park last night, one location.
Is the church connected to the search warrant executed last night?
Yes, it is.
Has the pastor been interviewed before, and is he being interviewed now?
We've talked to many people, and he is one of the people that we've spoken to.
Before the discovery yesterday, or since?
Everyone in the mobile home park was interviewed before the discovery.
Is he being questioned, or is he cooperating now?
He was questioned again yesterday. That's all I can say.
There hasn't been anyone detained or anyone?
No one is currently detained. No one has been arrested. We have not closed our interest on any particular person, and we're still looking for the perpetrators of this crime. Excuse me? We've not been in it.
Do you have those people are they under surveillance, the folks that you've not closed the case on? Are they being watched so that they don't flee the area? Or?
I can't comment on the specifics of the investigation.
And for the better part of yesterday, we were under the belief that there was not a body in that suitcase, but we have it on good authority that well before noon, it was determined that there was a body in the suitcase. Whether or not it was Sandra Cantu's or not, maybe you didn't know that, but how early did you know there was a body in that suitcase?
We had no indication that there was a body in that suitcase before noon. We had no indication that there was a body in that suitcase before it was opened.
And that was at what time last night?
After 5:40, when it was removed from the water and taken to the coroner's office in San Joaquin County.
Do you expect significant developments in this case today or in the coming days? Are you feeling like the investigation is going in a good direction now that you obviously have?
We have a direction, but I can't comment on what it is, and I can't comment on the strength of the leads that we have at the moment.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, you talked to the pastor. What did he say to you when you did interview him?
I appreciate you asking, but I can't answer that question.
Is he in custody in any way detained, or is he?
No one is in custody, and no one has been detained.
What kind of evidence did you recover from the area around the irrigation pond yesterday?
The crews that were combing that area mark a lot of things. They saw tin cans, they saw paper. Whether or not it's related to the disappearance, we don't know.
What are you telling parents in town to do to protect their children?
The same thing that I tell my children here is to be careful of your surroundings, not speak to strangers, and I would tell the parents the same thing that my wife and I do, because we live here in town, is to keep a close watch on your children.
Has the autopsy been conducted?
It's being conducted.
Is it more and more likely that Sandra probably knew her killer at this point when your focus is not out Tracy anymore, it's in this couple square miles?
Again, I'm not going to comment on that specific
Sergeant, you went
question.
to the irrigation pond, you searched for days. Did you ever cross the irrigation pond before it was drained yesterday or by the farmers? This revelation.
The ATV teams that were out on the SAR searches last Sunday and this past Saturday as well as the horse teams, and we're out in that area.
Is the delay in processing because the evidence teams are in so many different, that one's been sitting on watch overnight?
The delay in processing is that the evidence response team left here between 3 and 4 a.m., had to drive back to their location in Sacramento. They didn't probably get home until 6 a.m., and they need some time to rest so that they can focus properly when they return.
Does
Tony, is there
Sandra's
any help
family
from
have
outside
any
agencies
connection?
that should assist in this? I mean, obviously there's got to be some urgency on this with a killer out and about, whether that person be in the community. I mean, obviously people are afraid that this person is still out and about. Do you have help from outside agencies to help process this evidence? Can you request that?
We have the assistance of the FBI. We have the assistance of the California Department of Justice. Several different agencies within California are assisting in the investigation.
I know you can't discuss what you have for evidence. Can you describe the volume of it? Is it a garage full of evidence? Is it an office full of evidence? A bag full of evidence?
There's a lot.
Do you know if Sandra's family has any connection to the church? Were they members of the church? Were they friendly with the pastor? Any connection?
I don't know.
And you can't say if it was the pastor's home that you searched last night?
I cannot.
How much did the discovery of Sandra's body yesterday change the direction or narrow your direction of where you were going before you found her?
I'll be able to comment on that later this afternoon, hopefully.
The pastor's name is Lane Wallace.
I can't confirm the name.
Do you know, does the pastor have any kind of supervisory role in it?
I don't know.
Can you talk about how the discovery of Sandra's body yesterday, how that's affected you guys? You're all parents. It's been a difficult time right now.
As parents, this is every parent's worst nightmare. As professionals, it's renewed the strength of the investigators and focus. And everyone's dedicated to finding out who's responsible.
There's been some previous reports about family members. Are you guys questioning any family members, any spokespeople from the family as well?
We've still talking to several people, and we haven't eliminated anyone.
How many
search
persons
warrants are
of
we-
interest are there?
Excuse me?
How many persons of interest are there? I know you've always been saying that everybody's a person of interest, but I think you've narrowed it down a little bit.
Again, I can't comment on how many people are persons of interest, if there are any.
How many search warrants are we up to at this point, though?
Total search warrants were well over 10.
And how many people have named in them?
I don't know.
Does the location of Sandra's body give you any indication about as far as someone knowing where that is, and, as far as local knowledge of that irrigation ditch in that area?
I've lived in Tracy 12 years, and I've worked for the Tracy Police Department for 9 years. I've never been on that road before. So I would hazard a guess that someone would have to know that was there.
Are you guys any closer to understanding how long that suitcase was in the water or how long her body was there?
Not until we get the results of the autopsy.
And again, so many people came out to help with the search. Anyone, so many people were willing to do anything to help in this. And at this point, I think a lot of people feel a little bit helpless. What can the public do? I know you talked about cards and donations. Is there anything else that they can do to assist with the investigation at this point, or is it a matter of going through the evidence and police work?
Again, the request remains the same. If anyone knows anything or believes that they have some information, to contact us.
Will the autopsy reveal how soon she was killed? I mean, that way you might have been here early enough to prevent it or catch the killer. Will that reveal hours, days from her disappearance at all?
Until we see the results of the autopsy, I don't know.
You mentioned a road.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
When is the first time that this suitcase came to your knowledge that it was there?
Around 10:15 yesterday.
About the surveillance video that you guys were looking at, I spoke with some people and they said that it looks like she turned and heard something as she was skipping across the street. Have you guys looked into that, or did you guys see that on the surveillance video?
You've seen the surveillance video,
yes, that's
correct?
Yes.
Yes. You saw exactly what we saw. It does appear as if she turns.
Are you going to release the other part of the surveillance video that shows her leaving?
Not at the moment.
The road, what sort of access road is it?
It's actually a county road. If you go north on Tracy Boulevard to Bacchetti, it's right on your right-hand side. It's Whitehall.
Dirt or?
No, it's a paved access. It's a paved county road.
Can you talk about the condition of the case? It appeared from some of the shots that it was bound in some way.
I didn't notice anything that was wrapped around the case, and the best shot I saw was from one of the news helicopters.
Was her body intact?
Until I get the results of the autopsy, I can't comment.
Is the presence of the suitcase at all a help? Is it a clue? Is it something else that you can look for where the suitcase came from?
We hope so. We hope so.
You can stop at 3:30.
Yes.
When you're hoping, what are you hoping to have at that time?
Some of the answers to the questions that I've said that I haven't been able to answer this morning. That's all I have right now. Thank you very much.
Sergeant, is it going to be here?
News